This is the start of Project 7 Bootstrap Responsive Page, and we will be starting on page 307. Okay, the very first thing that we need to do, let's talk about it for a second. Create a new Bootstrap page. Dreamweaver directly integrates the ability to define a new Bootstrap page, either from scratch or by using one of several built-in templates. Rather than dismantling an existing template to get what you need, we're going to start from the very beginning and create a brand new blank Bootstrap page. So the very first thing that you need to do is drag the BLVD file out of your student share files and onto the desktop. And then, of course, the very thing we need to do is manage sites. So let's go up to Manage Sites, New Site. We are going to call it Boulevard, so BLVD capitalized. And then we're going to go find the BLVD folder, which I suggest putting on your desktop. So I'm going to go to desktop because that's where mine is. Click BLVD, select folder. Okay, now before you do anything else, you don't just click and do it right now. We are going to the left-hand side to Advanced Settings. And in Advanced Settings, we are going to select Bootstrap, then Versions. Okay, now the book says 4.0, but we want the 4.31. Okay, there doesn't seem to appear to be many differences, but make sure that you are selected on 4.31. Click Save. Okay, once you have clicked Save, then you can click Done. Okay, and then that creates what we need over here to start with. Now we're going to go up to File and New. And what you want to select is HTML on the right-hand side. Then when you come over to Framework where it says None, I want you to select a Bootstrap tab. And then we are going to choose Create New in the Bootstrap section. We are going to uncheck Include Pre-Built Layout. We are going to click the Customize button to show the options that are there. We aren't going to change anything, but what you're going to see is 12 columns, which I told you is the grid system. There's going to be a gutter of 30 pixels. Then there's going to be a small, medium, large, and extra large size, and it gives you the different sizes that it's going to create. Plus, there's always an extra small. So anyway, you will have 5 web pages when this is done. Then we are going to click Create, and it automatically created the start of our index page. But the very first thing we are going to do now is go up to File, Save As, make sure that we are inside of our Boulevard folder, and we're going to create our index.html in the root folder here, and we're going to click Save to where we have saved, and we're going to review the Files panel. Now what I want you to notice over here in Files on the right hand side is there's our index.html, but what I really want you to notice is under the Index tab up here, you have your source code, you have your Bootstrap, you have your jQuery, you have a popper, and you have another Bootstrap. So all of them are up here. Those are all listed in the JS folder here, I believe. Yes, there's one of them right there in the JS folder. And I believe that you have one which is locked under the CSS folder. That's because Bootstrap automatically does some CSS for you, which you cannot, nor will not, nor want to change. So that's why it is locked there. So you're going to leave that as it is. Okay, if code view is not visible on your screen, make sure that you are clicked on split and review the page code. Okay, you will notice that under page code we have one called viewport, and what this viewport does is this viewport does a scale of 1 to 1, but it also reviews the device width so it knows which size that it needs to bring up, and it talks more about that under review page code number 18. So take some time to read that. Now with live view active, so let's make sure that live view is active. You can review the visual media queries bar above the page. Now here you will see in the purple the 576, the 760, the 920, and the 12 pixel. And if you need the smallest to small, here's your 5s in the green one. You click here for your less than 578, so you can see how it all works. This is the visual virtual media bar that we will be changing between as we work on different things on the actual page itself. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to click the third purple bar labeled 992. So I will click that one, and you'll see it automatically puts the width exactly where it needs to be, and it's that simple. Now let's examine Bootstrap media queries on page 312. Because the Bootstrap page defines 4 layouts in one HTML page, the technology requires various selectors and media queries to control the elements in various display sizes. In this exercise, we will examine the elements that make up that basic site work. So with this open, let's click the fourth purple bar, the one that's labeled 1200 pixels, and click the document window to place the insertion port. So I'm going to just click right in there. My next step is I am going to be on the Bootstrap components at the very top. So it's HTML, forms, and Bootstrap. So make sure you click the Bootstrap components. And what I'm going to do is while I'm inside the body, I am going to click the container button, which is the very first one. So I will click the container button to input a container into the screen, and you'll see it says div container. Now what you need to understand about a regular container is it has fixed widths in the different layout sizes. Okay, for the extra large it's 1140 pixels, large is 960, medium is 720, small is 540, and full width size for the extra small, just so you know. Now the second thing I want you to do is open up your CSS designer. Okay, and in CSS designer, the container class will have selections. So let's make sure that we are clicked on the container. Okay, and you'll see under global the sizes that I showed you right there. Okay. Okay, what you're going to have to do is in the selector area, you are going to have to scroll down until you see the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dot container, which is what our div has been named. And it says once you find those, you're going to click on the first container class, and you will see that In the app media section, okay, we need to make sure our app media section is open. So if it is not open, make sure that you have it open. The only defined property is the 1150, and I'm not quite sure how that we have to scroll down in the properties panels and it should show which it is not. So I don't know. Anyway, let's do a file save at this point. And we will continue on with defining a bootstrap page layout grid.